Of course, Larys Strong is the foot guy. That's a weird opening, but stay tuned, I will talk about him later. Thank you for clicking on my channel. Welcome to the Real Movie Podcast. And today I want to share my review of House of the Dragon episode 9. The scales of this episode are very small. Everything happens in King's Landing in Westeros. Unfortunately, we don't see Rhaenyra and Daemon. No Daemon, no party. He is everyone's favorite character. And I think one of the reasons that this episode might have some negative reviews is that because Rhaenyra and Daemon were not in this episode. Other than that, it was really good. Especially in this episode, Rhaenys was the show stealer. I'm gonna talk about her a bit later. So what happens in this episode? The king is dead. Alicent Hightower is informed in the middle of the night. She wakes up and she starts crying. And that is weird because when I saw her crying, I didn't know if she was crying because her husband is dead, which is really not likable. I think the main reason why she was crying was that she doesn't think that she's prepared yet for the king to be dead. She thinks of the responsibilities, she thinks of her children, she thinks of her father, she thinks of herself, and that is why she is crying, and she has every right to do so. So she calls a council. Every important person in the council are gathered around. She says that the king is dead. When her father starts talking, she realizes that everyone except for her was informed and prepared for such event that the king would die. And in that moment, I saw the first sparkles with that argument between Alicent and her father, which was really weird and good and real, to be honest, because Alicent has never shown to be a cruel person. She never wanted something bad, and when she realizes that her father just wants to straight up murder Daemon and Rhaenyra, she stands up to him and she says no. And that is a huge decision because she knows that Rhaenyra and Daemon are standing exactly in front of Aegon, Aemond and her father. That is a brave decision. I'm not gonna say it's a good decision because to be peaceful in Westeros and King's Landing might not always work out the best for you. In the meanwhile, Aegon Targaryen II, he is lost. Alicent sends Aemond and Ser Criston to find Aegon. Parallel to this situation, Otto Hightower sends Eric and Arik to find Aegon as well. This is where we meet a new character. Maybe she's not new, it's weird, but I only watch every episode once, so I saw this character in previous episodes. I know that she was resourceful, but I didn't know she had this much power. So we talked to a character whose name is White Worm. She has kidnapped Aegon Targaryen. She literally sells Aegon Targaryen to Otto Hightower and tells where he is hidden. She has some demands as well. She wants justice for the poor children of the town or something like that. She does have a noble cause, if you will, but she did just stole the future king, so I don't think she will have a nice future in the next episodes. Eric and Arik, they find Aegon. When they come out and they want to take Aegon to Otto Hightower, there they are, Ser Criston and Aemond. They start fighting with each other. Aemond and Ser Criston, they win. I just want to open a parenthesis here, talk about Aemond a bit. Aemond is a real ruler. In one scene, he talks to Criston and he says, I'm the one who knows how to wield the sword, I'm the one who has read philosophy, I'm the one who knows history. And Aegon does not care about any of this. I should be, he doesn't say the king, but he means that he should be the king. And on many levels, he's absolutely right because he cares about everything. I don't know if other people see it like this or not, but Aegon and Aemond, they really look like Viserys and Daemon. It's actually really clear that Aegon does not want the throne. And yeah, that's a really good thing to know. You want your kid not to want the throne, just name him Aegon. As soon as you name your kid Aegon, he just does not want the throne. If you're not sure, just ask Jon Snow. Okay, let's close the parenthesis and continue to talk about Alicent and her father. This is where Otto tells to Alicent that you played a nice game, you won because Aemon and Kristen, they got Aegon from Eric and Eric's hands. And this place is another one that Alicent stands up to her father. She says that whatever I did and I wanted, I was under the impression that I really wanted them. It was you who kind of incepted the idea that I needed and wanted those things. So I think their relationship is a bit weird at the moment. We'll see in the future episodes what happens. Especially when Otto says that he really wants to murder Daemon and Rhaenys, and Alicent sees her father as he really is. Otto Hightower is extremely vicious. Now let's talk about the show stealer Rhaenys Targaryen. Or is it Rhaenys Velaryon? Do they change their names or not? Anyways, let's talk about Rhaenys. When the king is dead, because Alicent does not want this news to travel and Rhaenyra and Daemon does not know it yet because she wants to be prepared, she imprisons Rhaenys. She prepares herself and she talks to Rhaenys. What she says to Rhaenys is actually pretty good, and Alicent really gains respect of Rhaenys. Alicent says that your husband is really clinging to the Iron Throne. You should have been queen. Rhaenyra does not have your son's children. She says that your son is dead, your daughter is dead, you should be beside me. And this is actually the part where I thought Rhaenys would break and join Alicent, but she comes up with the best dialogue that I've heard in this episode. She says that you like to be imprisoned by your father, by your husband, and even by your children. You just like to make more windows in the walls in which you are imprisoned. That is such a great and deep line and dialogue that is so good. Rhaenys tells Alicent, why don't you yourself want to be the queen of the Seven Kingdoms? In the middle of the night, Eric, I don't know which is which, comes to Rhaenys' room. He says that I don't want this treason. He really wants to save Rhaenys, as it seems. He wants to help Rhaenys to run away from King's Landing. But the next day is the day that Aegon will be named king. So everyone in the town are going to King's Landing, are going to that, big place. Is it the place that Cersei Lannister blew up in Game of Thrones? I'm not sure. Maybe it is. Anyways, Rhaenys cannot separate herself from the crowd. She goes inside that castle, that tower, in which the king will have this speech, and he will be named the king. While this thing is happening, she sneaks to downstairs, she picks up a dragon, enters the room like a queen, but she does not burn everyone alive. And imagine what would happen if she did that. I read it somewhere that she didn't do it because she respected Alicent, and I see that now because when I rewatched that part of the episode, I saw the way that she was looking at Alicent. Anyways, she picks up a dragon, she leaves. She was the best part of this episode. Now let's talk about the weirdest part of this episode. It was not when Ser Criston killed someone from the High Council in front of everyone and nothing happened to him. It was not when we found out that Aegon has so many bastards. It was the moment that we realized Alicent Hightower shows her feet to Larys Strong for information, and Larys pleasures himself. The true definition of OnlyFans. That is so sick. If you gave me a list of 100 items, random items that would happen in this episode, I would have chosen anything over this one. Anything. And yeah, that's it. The next week will be the finale of this great HBO show. I really liked it. I really enjoyed it. Unfortunately, as I said, Daemon and Rhaenyra are not in this episode. I wish they were. But, it was a really good episode. Tell me, what did you think about this episode, and what do you expect to see in the season finale of House of the Dragon? Comment your thoughts and opinions down below and let me know. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye.